All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles, bishops, and elders of Great Millstone who teach and rule well. And salutations to the Yakim out there laboring of the hopeful elect that's doing this work in truth and sincerity. And we see now the Fed pretty much putting a band-aid on the crack in the foundation, you know. And this is only going to be for a certain time that they're able to, prop up the system, man. They pretty much have to, thread the needle, so to speak. But the article here from Zero Head says the Federal Reserve is walking a tightrope in a hurricane, and pretty much, the inevitable is going to happen, but they have to keep the system propped up long enough just so that they can put all their ducks in order. And pretty much they're going to need the assistance of the people, pretty much, which are the resources, all right? Because you got to remember now, they got to keep the morale going. So now something's gonna go down to where they're gonna have to have the morale going, as far as having confidence, keeping confidence in the banking system, and being more pretty much patriotic, okay? Because you got to remember now, they're gonna try to do this whole recruiting thing concerning the armed forces, but that's for another topic. But with here, okay. All right, concerning the banks that basically collapsed. I'm going to read this article, and it says, after rate hikes resulted in the collapse of Silicon Valley Bank and Signature Bank, the Federal Reserve and the U.S. Treasury stepped in with a bailout. With that hole in the dam seemingly plugged for the time being, the Fed pushed forward and raised interest rates by another 0.25 basis points at its March meeting. And they basically did this Wednesday. They raised it another quarter of a point. And hey, pretty much, people are going to start to see more of them paying from lending, and basically paying more from car loans and even mortgages. You see? Now, to be able to get this percentage point that we're going to get into, you pretty much are going to have like an 850 credit score, all right? But it says, in effect, the bank bailout ended the inflation fight while allowing the Fed to continue the pretense of the inflation fight for a little while longer, all right? And it says, this is pretty much concerning the rate hike, and it says, at its March meeting, the FOMC, which is basically just a financial open market committee, pretty much, and they work in a rotation of pretty much the board of governors, and they have other people that are sitting on the board that are basically working for the Federal Reserve, and they actually are the ones that are call out the shots on whether to raise rates or drop rates, or basically guide the monetary system in a way to just basically keep it functional. Okay, so that's the acronym for them. But pretty much, they raise the rate, right? All right, and it says that brings the target range for the Fed funds rate to between 4.75 and 5% for the ninth consecutive rate increase. All right, so this is the ninth consecutive rate increase that they have had. You see? All right. Right, but I want to skip around a little bit though. But it says, all right, the FOMC or the Federal Open Market Committee statement indicated that the committee anticipates that some additional policy firming may be appropriate in order to attain a stance of monetary policy that is sufficiently restrictive to return inflation to 2% over time. So now their goal really is trying to get this back down to 2%, and pretty much have the market free flowing, and have people, trying to have people pay less as far as interest rates are concerned when they're borrowing, and even trying to open up and obtain a mortgage or a car loan, But this system is going back the other way, and the rates are pretty much rising, you know. All right. So this man is pretty much gonna be at his neck. Okay. All right. This whole mess that's going on here with this financial system. All right. So it says, all right, let's jump down a little bit though, because there's a lot of mumble jumble, but pretty much it says, during the post-meeting press conference, Powell indicated that the banking crisis may actually help the Fed beat down inflation by tightening lending conditions. You see, so now they're trying to tighten lending conditions for the time being. And as far as, the criteria of you lending, make it more strict. Because right now it's pretty much, everybody's able to obtain some type of lending or some type of credit. And, the credit score is really at this point irrelevant. You see? All right, and it's pretty much they're trying to have this system flowing and pretty much have people, partaking in borrowing, okay, from these banks. But it says, right, it says, or maybe not, and which is we're going to say the latter, because it says it's possible that these events will turn out to be very modest effects on the economy, and in which cause inflation will continue to be strong, in which case that the path might look different. It also is possible that the potential tightening will contribute significant tightening in credit conditions over time. And in principle, that means the monetary policy may have less work to do. We simply do not know. And, they're really going down the road to ruin at the end of the day. You see? But it says here, let's go down here to, it says something broke. It says the collapse of Silicon Valley Bank and Signature Bank were the first things to break as a result of the Fed tightening. And it says they won't be the last. As I've been saying for months, okay, this is the author talking about this situation. He says, this is inevitable. The bubble economy is built on artificially low interest rates and money creation, which is true, right? And it says the Fed took some of that away when it started tightening monetary policy. In effect, the central bank has dug the foundation out from under the economy and the financial system. And it says you cannot undermine a foundation without eventually causing the entire building to collapse. And like I said, it's only a matter of time. But they have to keep this place propped up for them to put all their ducks in a row, pretty much. All right. But pretty much it says here, it just goes into the different numbers though, But hey, it's just a matter of time. But let's get some scriptures real quick, and I want to grab this Habakkuk, the second chapter. We're gonna read this in GNT. And it says, let's start this in Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 3. Put it in writing, because it is not yet time for it to come true, but the time is coming quickly, and what I show you will come true. It may seem slow in coming, but wait for it. It will certainly take place. It will not be delayed. And we're speaking about, and we always been talking about this time coming to where, we also know, that in order for them to bring in a new system, they have to, destroy the old one. All right. Which, all roads lead to the MOTB, and that's pretty much the CHIP. All right. That's what it's going to morph into. But now, they have to keep this place propped up for this time. But we're going to start to see these sorrows coming down the pipeline. All right. Because once this place starts to crumble, all right, all hell's going to break loose. All right. All hell's going to break loose here in Babylon, man. Okay. But it says, verse 4, and this is the message: those who are evil will not survive, but those who are righteous will live because they are faithful to the Most High. Pretty much, man. And that's really talking about the remnant at the end of the day, man. All right. These people are fully invested in the hope of this place, man. All right? They trust in the shadow of Egypt. All right? But it's going to be to their shame. You see? And it says, verse 5, wealth is deceitful. Greedy people are proud and restless. Like death itself, they are never satisfied. That is why they conquer nation after nation for themselves. And pretty much, this is how this place pretty much gets the resources by conquering these other nations and pretty much putting them in debt. You see? But it says, verse 6, the conquered people will taunt their conquestors and show their scorn for them. And you're starting to see that now. The people that are pretty much on the bottom are pretty much are taunting this place. You see? And we're going to start to see that growing resentment and pretty much more, of a outcry in this whole thing. You see? And it says, they will say, you take what isn't yours, but you are doomed. How long will you go on getting rich by forcing your debtors to pay up? And basically this is nothing but a snare in the web, they have set up here, basically, charging usury and pretty much getting nations into debt. And when they cannot pay the debt back, they basically take over their resources. You see that? But it says, but before you know it, you that have conquered others will be in debt yourselves and will be forced to pay interest. You see? And you got to understand that this place is in debt itself. The money system is pretty much broken. There's no value in the money. The overprinting of money is in the circulation of it is pretty much devaluing this place even more. You got these strong trading nations that are pretty much forming their own alliances and not basically dealing with the petrodollar anymore. So it's losing its power. It's losing its oomph, so to speak, in the earth. You see? Okay? But it says, enemies will come and make you tremble. They will plunder you. And pretty much, man, the weak are saying that they're strong. All right? Because you still got strong, vibrant economies around the world that are pretty much, when you want to talk about the BRICS, when you want to talk about these other countries with Brazil, Russia, and China, and pretty much they're forming their alliances and pretty much are shying away from that dollar, that US dollar. You see? And it says, you have plundered the people of many nations, but now those who have survived will plunder you because of the murders you have committed, because of your violence against the people of the world and its cities. You see? And hey, the Lord always deals with balance, man. You're gonna see, all right, how this all plays out, man. All right, we're starting to see the making of this process, these prophecies, man. All right, we're starting to see the nations growing a resentment towards this place. You see, all right, and it says, verse 9, you are doomed. You have made your family rich with what you took by violence. And we're talking about those banking families. You see. All right, they pretty much took things by violence and took stuff onto their own, the resources. And it says, and have tried to make your home safe from harm and danger, but your schemes have brought shame on you, on your family, by destroying many nations. You have only brought ruin on yourselves. You see, and people are starting to wake up to this man. All right. Okay, they're understanding that he is the common denominator, pretty much what everybody has, this common enemy, and they're really starting to see this man for who he is. You see, it says, even the stones of the walls cry out against you, and the rafters echo the cry. And this man is a destroyer of the earth, pretty much. Okay. Mr. Can't Get Right. That's his nickname. You see? It says, you are doomed. You founded a city on crime and built it up by murder. And this place is blood soaked with blood. This man has a lot of blood in his hands, and people are going to put it to his face. We've been seeing that for the past several years. All right? But it says, the nations you conquered wore themselves out in useless labor. All they have built goes up in flames. Yet the Lord Almighty, Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai, has done this. Pretty much that's going to be the end result, man, is thermonuclear fire upon this place. But the people that you have took over, people that built this place up, and really it's useless labor. What the Lord said, ye shall build, but I will throw down. Okay? You see? All right? It's nothing but useless labor by the nations, man. All right? Especially the children of Israel. Okay? Children of Israel pretty much keeping this place running. Built this place up and is keeping it running to this day. You see? All right? But what the scriptures talk about, man, the impending doom that's coming to this place, people, the nations are going to, that have drunk of this wine are going to be mad. All right? They're going to turn their attention on this place and see if this place for what it is. All right? You see? But it says, jump around a little bit. It says, verse 15, you are doomed. In your fury, you have humiliated and disgraced your neighbors. You made them to stagger as though they were drunk. You put the bottle to us and made us drunk. You made all the nations drunk, okay, through your philosophy and wine. You see? All right? And they're pretty much fully exposed. But you are going to be exposed now. You see? It says, right, verse 16, you in turn will be covered with shame instead of honor. You yourself will drink and stagger. The Lord will make you drink your own cup of punishment, and your honor will be turned to disgrace. And we're going to start to see this place is going to go out in a very disgusted fashion, you see, for the world to see. Okay? All right, these people have lived in pleasure in counting the laborers. Okay? These people are, they don't understand. They've never seen what poverty really is. Okay? This place has not been a third world type country. This place thrives on all of its delicacies, man. Luxury items and pretty much, food can just be easily wasted, okay? And people don't think twice about it, and not the whole world has it like how we have it here in Babylon, man. This is one big bubble that's about to get popped, man. You see? All right. All right. From there, let's go to Isaiah chapter 33, verse 1. Okay, this is in the KJV, and it says, woe to thee that spoilest, and thou wast not spoiled, and dealest treacherously, and they dealt not treacherously with thee. Okay, and you basically spoiled and dealt treacherously with these nations. You even deal treacherously with your own NATO allies. You see, and that's that whole thing is all coming out, and pretty much, you got these, their allies pretty much are going to scheme against this place, man. All right? You see? But it says, when thou shalt cease to spoil, thou shalt be spoiled. And when thou shalt make an end to deal treacherously, they shall deal treacherously with thee. And that's what's going to happen. You see? All right? Because why? It's because this man is going to have to focus his attention on the task at hand, which is the people, all right, of his own nation, all right, and pretty much deal with the impending civil war that's coming, okay? His man is not going to be able to still deal treacherously when he's trying to get his own, pretty much get his own house in order, you see, so to speak, okay? But you're going to be dealt with treacherously, you see, all right? And this place will be spoiled, man, okay? You see? All right, the nations are pretty much fed up of this man's philosophy, man. All right, you got places that are pretty much bucking up and with this man and what he's trying to push forth, man. Okay, you see? So basically, man, the bailout pretty much is a prop up of the financial system, and this is something that we've seen before back in 2008. With the pretty much the bailouts of the big banks. you know. But now these are pretty much smaller banks, but we're starting to see the crack in the foundation, you know, and all through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Abishah, because, you know, pretty much, man, we were, you know, pretty much coming into the truth around this time, with that big financial crisis, you know, in around that time. You see, the bulk of a lot of the brothers that are out there came in around this time, you know, and now we're starting to see the same scenario being played over again, okay? You know, and now they're trying to keep the confidence of the people, you know, they're trying to keep it propped up long enough. Is because why? It's because he needs the resources, the people, okay? He needs them for for his particular reasons. You see? All right? He has to promote patriotism. All right? He has to pretty much you know, promote confidence, okay, within this place, man. Okay? So he's pretty much walking a tightrope and basically trying to put a thread through a small needle, man. You know? All right? But hey, the Lord is going to expose this man and pretty much bring him to ruin, man. All right? You see? And this whole banking system is pretty much doomed, man. You know? So at the end of the day, man, it's just a matter of time. And they're just putting a small Band-Aid on a large crack in the foundation. You know? So we're going to see the collapse of this dollar bill that as we know it. You see, it's already done already. Okay, it's already done. They're already dealing with these you know, these prop ups and overprinting, and it's just you know, over fluffed. You see, all right. You know, this money is not backed by anything. Okay, and people are going to soon realize that. All right, once this place starts to, once the other foot drops, so to speak. You know. All right, so with that, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles, bishops, and elders, the great millstone who teach and rule well. And shalom to the Akim out there laboring, that's doing this work in truth and sincerity. Shalom.